Magic Numbers, Forever Lost. I was taken unawares because I opened that thing, what is it?
The confectionery?
Well, we were sort of doing it ironically, like people getting shameless plugs by giving us stuff, but then I opened it, and it's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
It's all retro stuff. It's got a curly-whirly, a fountain, sherbet fountain. I've just been eating a drumstick that I didn't quite finish in time.
It's got some of those little cola bottles. That's Hope and Greenwood and their confectionery, which are available there, the perfect summer gift, once you've got to go to a wedding or barbecue party.
We've got some rubbish to give away now, haven't we?
We have indeed, yeah. If only we hadn't opened that, we could have thrown that in the mix.
I know, no, it's too good to give away.
It's time for Rockbusters, the quiz that no one looks forward to. And, we've got, as usual, the bunch of, CDs, DVDs, I should say, which,
Just tell me we have got another copy of Ladder 49.
Ladder 49's right here. That's
Brilliant.
in the mix, yeah.
How many did they send you?
Joaquin Phoenix, John Travolta, Ladder 49, the movie that no one's seen.
Yeah,
I've never met anyone who's seen it.
But it's owned by every single XFM listener.
Exactly. Also in the mix, as I said before, we've got Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, which, if you haven't seen that on telly, I'd be very surprised. French and Saunders at the movie, the best of all the French and Saunders movie spoofs, which is, I think, on TV every single night.
Yeah. It's a very gay giveaway so far, isn't it?
Wicked. Well, this
got
one,
Ladder 49, the people in uniform, you've got Queen of the Desert and French and Saunders, the gays love them.
You know how much a fan of Chevy Chase. You know I love Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Well, we've also got here National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, which doesn't feature Chevy Chase. It was so bad, even Chevy wouldn't agree to be in it, so instead Randy Quaid, who plays Cousin Eddie, it's him,
right.
And on the back I notice it says, special appearance by Eric Idle.
Brilliant.
I mean, let's be honest, if a film's got a special appearance by Eric Idle,
I know.
it's probably not classic, is all I'm
Do you reckon
saying.
they do, always walk on the... look on the bright side of life.
Anyway, that's just some of the DVDs which you can win, and obviously the real reason you should enter is because you go forward to this big prize draw, which is in our last show, where you can win some actual quality.
Yeah, a signed, Matt Groening drawing, and if you can see him drawing that on rickygervais.com, it's totally genuine. It's there, him actually drawing it in front of your very eyes. Also, us, made us, Flanimals, and a signed, poster by Nigel Tufnell. Christopher Guest.
Sure.
So proper good prizes.
Yep.
Just that this is I think it should be the last one to get into it. Maybe next week, the 4 that we've got get down to 2 maybe. And then we get them on the line in the last, what do you think?
Well, I'll be honest, I wish we'd thought it through. I don't know about you, but I wish we thought this whole
Chris
thing
Campling, if you've got any ideas to how this show could have run, see, we should have scripted this.
What we said, we just said go in a drawer, didn't we?
Did we?
So
Yeah, we hadn't thought it through though.
yeah, but we can't keep swapping and changing.
Well, we haven't done it yet. We can do what we want, yeah. You know how many BAFTAs we've won? We can do exactly what we want.
High five.
Well, listen. Right, let's get down to business then.
Right, so Rockbusters, mate, let's explain briefly what this quiz is for those that have only just started listening to the show.
It's basically, Blockbusters.
Well, you say that, Rick, but it's not, is it? I mean, that Blockbusters made sense.
Yeah, well,
This is
this
just
thing, Carl thinks it's a cryptic clue going, right, a fella is walking along and oh, look, there's the fish, what does that mean? Trout spinners.
Some of them are hard because they've dug them all out.
Some of them are hard because they don't make sense.
No, but they've dug them all out because they're going to put them all on the website for people to play along with, and they came to me for the answers, and some of them are pretty tricky. I couldn't answer them. So,
I love that.
Anyway,
the only man that can outwit himself.
Right then. So the first one then, here we go. Why don't you borrow some land off Mr. Boardman, or Mr. Laurel, or Mr. Fletcher? Alright? Why don't you borrow a little bit of land?
Oh, it's changed already.
Already changed.
Already changed.
Mr. Boardman.
Well, no, do it again and do it exactly the same each time. Do it again.
Why don't you borrow some land off Mr. Boardman, or Mr. Laurel, or Mr. Fletcher if you need a bit of it?
What's changing?
Okay, and what are the initials?
Right, LS.
LS.
LS, that's a band or an artist. Who am I talking about? Second one. I'm gonna,
sorry, he's got a sweet in his mouth.
I'm gonna annoy those seabirds over there. Right?
I'm gonna annoy those seabirds over there.
Well, just those seabirds, it doesn't matter where they are. I'm gonna annoy them seabirds.
I don't know what he's talking about anymore, Steve. Honestly.
B is the initial.
I love the fact that he was fascinated by the strangest village in Britain, but the stories he told us about where he comes from, there's him going around with 2 fellas with big heads, webbed feet, a little pigeon-chested bloke, him on his grifter with Maggie pecking at him, his dad in the telephone box nicking groceries, and a horse in the house next door. I mean, how strange was his upbringing? Yeah. And him hanging from his satchel. Unbelievable.
There's
Feel
another
free.
woman who I remembered. Actually, I'll tell you later.
Go on,
Right.
what?
No, I'll
Another
tell you later about another woman who I remembered.
What is it? Give us a teaser.
It's just a woman who rode around on a three-wheeled bike with her husband in a basket. Right, I'll tell you right, right, and the final
You don't get
clue.
teasers like that on the other radio
That's the head of a funeral service.
Right, listen. Right, the final clue. What the Scouse fella said to the robber who he found in his house next to his vineyard.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What?
Again?
Right, so what the Scouse fella said
Right, this is going to be a pronunciation thing.
to the robber he found in his house.
Oh, God,
which was
I've
next to
lost
his-
the will to live. I want to get in that woman's basket on the street. We'll just be driven round
And
for the rest of my life.
the initials there, AW. AW. Who is it?
Alright. Well,
Email in and that.
should we have also on the text 83XFM? You can win
First one to get all three.
Christmas Vacation 2 and Ladder 49.
Yeah, David Bowie. Watch that man on XFM 104.9. Now, coming up, Steve, and listeners, I'm talking to them mainly. I'm not really, I'm talking to you and Carl, really.
Yeah.
But, coming up, an old feature, Knob News.
Oh, Knob News. The welcome return of Knob News.
Yeah, and, Monkey News is still there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just briefly, you don't think you really gave that, competition justice, did you, not handing out the
Now, let's
email?
just quickly whiz through the questions again.
Yeah.
John's texted in, by the way. He says, I never get any of the Rockbusters clues. Is this a good or a bad thing? Definitely a good thing.
Definitely a good
Definitely a
thing.
good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, other people do.
Well,
First one. Why don't you borrow a bit of land off Mr. Boardman or Mr. Laurel or even Mr. Fletcher?
Right.
LS. Second one. I'm gonna annoy those seabirds. Right. B. And the last one. What the Scouse fella said to the robber he found in his house next to his vineyard. AW. If you know what they are, email in or text.
We need the answers quickly, Carl. to
Rockbusters. We're
Rockbusters.
running out of time. We've got Rockbusters and Monkey News to come in this fun-packed show.
Give us the clues, give us the answers.
Right, the first one was, why don't you borrow a little bit of land off Mr. Boardman or Mr. Laurel or Mr. Fletcher?
Go on then.
Right, what am I getting at there? The initials
Stan.
were LS,
Yeah.
right? Lease a Stan's field, right? Because you're borrowing it, that's leasing it. It's Stan Boardman, Stan Laurel, and it's a field and that, isn't it? Second one, I'm gonna annoy those seabirds. That was B. What you doing when you're annoying a bird? You're bugging it. What's a seabird? A gull. Buggles. Right? Bug gulls.
I don't know where to start, mate.
Right, don't worry about it, don't worry about
I
it.
don't know where to start. If we had more time,
Don't worry.
I'd throw him out of a window. Right.
What the Scouse fella said to the robber he found in his house next to his vineyard.
Go on
That
then.
was AW.
Yeah.
That was A, me Winehouse. Right?
What?
Me Winehouse.
What? Tell us about the woman. What's the text? Quick.
Well, 83936 on the text. Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk on the email and that.
Right, and that. Right, that one down.
Just make a note of that.
And that. Right, tell us about this woman.
Well, it was just because you were saying about the, our living.
We are broadcasting now, aren't we? This is actually going out. This is live. This isn't us sort of like.
Yeah,
sort
but
of-
you were just talking about how I lived in an odd village
Yeah.
with kids with big heads and all that, right? And what I wanted to do.
What is that again? There's two kids with big heads.
Yeah, they just had sort of big heads and webbed hands and that. They went to my school, and when I spoke to my dad the other day, because I'm going out to see my mum and dad tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So I said, have we got any school photographs with the big-headed kids in? And he said, no, nobody bought those sort of school photos because they were in it, so it was always a bit ruined. But I said, well.
No.
No, he said sales would, because he obviously talked to other dads and stuff like that, and he just said, oh, no one bought them. But anyway, so
I would love them.
Yeah.
That's why I'd buy them.
yeah, but I wouldn't stand out, would I? If
And
it's on the
that says
mantelpiece.
Yeah, well.
So, but anyway, so I was talking about,
When you say they had big heads, what do you mean? Do they look like someone from Doctor Who?
they were just quite big.
But they weren't related.
No.
So why did two blokes with big heads and webbed feet?
I lived in a weird area. There was a
there
a chemical plant close by.
I can't believe you've never told us that before. That explains a lot. Not just the freaks in your neighbourhood, but
No,
yours truly.
there was loads of weird stuff going on. There was this, like I said, there was this woman who used to like live in one of the council flats, right? And she had a three-wheeled sort of big. What do you call it?
Son, three-wheeled son. He was the weirdest bloke we ever knew.
What do you call it? Like a big tricycle, but for an adult rather than one for a kid. It was a big
It
one.
wasn't a motorbike though. It was a
No. It was a push bike thing.
Yeah.
And she used to sort of ride down the road with a fella sat in the basket on the back with his like legs dangling over, and they'd be going to like the pub and what have you.
Was it a different fella each time or the same one?
Yeah, little sort of bald-headed fella.
So it was in collection for like organs and things. Bring out your ill. And then people just throw Grandad just in the back and go, right, we're getting £4 for Grandad.
But she's
He's got a lovely pair of testicles on him. They're very low, but they're
Bring out your dead or nearly dead.
She used to pick on her husband quite a lot. They'd be in the pub and what have you, and they'd be sat by themselves, but she'd always be sort of, you know, having a go at him, moaning at him, sort of pushing him about and that. So my dad and his mate, right, they went round to their house, knocked on the door, she answered, and he said he was a copper, right? He said, you know, Detective Pilkington, gonna come in and have a word.
So I'm just going to make a note of impersonating a police officer.
For the good, he went in and sort of, now, I've heard,
It's a superhero.
Yeah.
I've heard, you know, you picking on your husband a lot.
Yeah.
We'll be keeping an eye on you. Do it again, and there'll be trouble. And she backed off after that. She
That's
was all
good.
right.
And how was the husband? Was he still in the basket though? Was he allowed to ever sort of like ride up front with her? Or was he just always in the
No,
basket?
she'd sort of stopped picking on him in public places and stuff.
That's
like that.
good.
Just
You
did it
can't,
behind
you
closed
can't
doors.
get done, can you, just for doing that?
I think impersonating a police officer.
Well,
is
you
a criminal
probably did.
offence.
There was no gain. I think you can't impersonate a police officer full stop, but I think they'd probably be lenient on him that he was, you know. But let's face it, he's not going to be caught because why would anyone know? But it's not like his son's going to say it on a radio station, is it? And stitch him right up.
Is this something you did generally? Kind of a little bit of, like, vigilante work?
Just whatever, him and his mate, just, you know, if they saw something going on, they go, what can we do? What little scam can we do, or whatever.
That's fantastic.
Out of all the people in the world to have a chat with, do you know, what's his face? That German doctor.
Which one? The guy that displays the human body?
Guns Traven or something.
All right, yeah.
Well, I don't. Is he a proper doctor? Because it's just that it's always. I mean, I could cut a body up. I never see him sort of put it back together. Is anyone keeping an eye on him? Sort of going, well, who is he actually?
I'm sure he is a proper doctor.
I mean, he doesn't answer everything. Like he doesn't say. I don't understand why the intestines have to be that long. I don't know why it just can't go from the throat to the belly, exit straight dark line down, out the arse.
You must know.
Well, no, because the way he dragged it out and it was like miles long.
Yeah.
Pointless.
No, it's not pointless. It's
Just have a straight. Do you know what I mean?
it's
Straight.
what are you talking about? Again, the evolution sort of worked this out for us. It really works.
I don't think you're going to improve on it.
What I mean is that's probably that long because years ago they were eating dinosaur, and that might have took a lot of indigestion or something. I don't know how chewy it was. It might have been quite fatty, dinosaur meat, and it needs to go through all that. Now we're eating like yogurt. So I mean, we don't need anything that, you know, is doing that much work anymore. All the food is mashed up. Auntie Nora, right? All her food is mashed. Right? She doesn't have to chew anymore. She's got teeth, but she doesn't need them. And that's how.
She's got teeth, but she don't need them.
No, but that's how we're
she could
moving
have her
on.
intestines removed then.
Well, no, but this is
that
what I'm
would sort
saying.
our other problem, wouldn't it?
We're changing everything all the time, aren't we? I mean, there's some fella who was looking at on the internet, identical twins, right? They were sort of sick of looking like each other, so they were like, "What can we do?" Right? And one of the twins said, "You have my arm," right? And he had his arm taken off and stuck on his twin, so his twin's got like 3 arms.
No, it's not true.
It's on the website.
No, it's not true.
What, for a laugh? They were born, so they did that for
no,
a
but
laugh.
just like-
what doctor's doing this then?
Well, they're old enough to sort of say this is what we want, and
No. Doctors don't go, well, if he wants another arm and I'll take it. They don't. Doctors don't do that. What sort of practice is this doctor going around and go?
Dr. Jekyll.
I mean, Carl, think of what you're saying.
but we've-
where would he have stopped? Can you put his head on my knee? It's up to you.
No,
You sign this. If you sign this, you give my consent.
but we, you know, it isn't.
What do you think these doctors are doing?
Just to do as they're told.
They don't do as they're told.
They do if someone wants it, and twins sort of it can get you down, can't it? Being a twin, because it's like.
Sorry, what would this solve though? I thought you said he gave one of them a bigger nose or a beard or 2 front teeth to make him look different, right? Not. I'll tell you what we could do. Go on. Would you like one arm? Go on. What are you thinking? Well, me 3, you 1. Therefore, not twins.
Novelty.
I mean, you are a mental man.
But they can do it now, can't they? There's no sort of there's no line drawn anymore. They don't go, "You're crazy. We're not going to do that."
Yeah, in Saw 2, not in the real world.
No,
they
but-
don't do things like
All
this.
right, there's another bloke, right? I don't know the sort of full ins and outs of it,
Go on, you surprise me.
but what he asked for, something happened to his tackle, right?
It's penis.
Yeah, right. So he was at the doctor's, and they were like, "Oh, what can you do for me? It's a bit embarrassing. I've got nothing down there." Right. So they were like looking at it, going, "Yeah." Doctor, I don't know if he started like rubbing his chin with his finger or something. Looked down. He's thinking, got an idea. You know, you've got a lot of fingers. How many of them do you use? The patient's like, yeah, I see what you're thinking. They cut off one of his fingers, sewn that on to where his tackle is. He's happy.
Well, that's different though, isn't it?
Well,
That's where they've
really
taken
different.
tissue. No, but I assume they fashioned it into more of a knob than a finger.
If you were doing that, use a sausage. I mean, why lose a finger for?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because your finger has your tissue, your blood type, and therefore would graft near your testicles. A sausage is a thing that's made by a butcher out of offal, okay, that really can't be grafted onto any part of the human
Yeah, but-
body. That's why they very rarely use any meat products
Yeah, but
in surgery. I know, yeah. Well, I mean, why not use a sausage? You're a mental case.
I always remember this story when I was a kid about some bloke. He had throat cancer, right? And his doctor said, "Carry on with your life, right? It's not going to be that good, but just carry on. But don't eat meat." And he was like, "Oh, I love meat." He's like, "Yeah, but just don't, you know, have your veg, keep yourself strong, but don't be eating that." Anyway, he was fed up because he loved his meat, and his wife was feeling a bit sorry for him one day. And thought, you know, I'm sick of him looking fed up and that. All he wants is some meat, for God's sake, give him some meat. So she goes to the butcher's, gets him a big piece of, like, steak and what have you. He can't believe it. He's like, "Oh, brilliant, cheers for that." Anyway, he's got the meat on his plate, just about to tuck in, and the cancer comes out from his throat.
What?
No, it's something, I know, it sounds really weird, but it's something that I was told about years ago when I was growing up.
What are you talking about?
It was just some bad illness, some cancer thing, and it sort of, it was coming out waiting for the meat. It was sort of dying.
Again, I get a lot of your medical knowledge is from...
It's from the film Alien.
So this guy with throat cancer, okay, as opposed to it being a disease of the cell.
It was like a living.
The Alien. It was Alien.
So it was the animal. It was the little animal cancer.
That's why
What
he
are you
wasn't allowed to
talking
eat
about?
meat. He wasn't allowed to eat meat.
So it's
'cause of-
sitting there. So it's actually sitting there and throwing. Well, I'll tell you what I'd have done if I'd have had some cancer in my throat. I'd go, there you go, rid of that. What are you talking about? So what happened?
He choked to death on this thing, and the wife was like, "Oh, I shouldn't have given him the meat after all." Just
That's
listen to
bollocks
listen to
story.
your It's all. There's loads of weird stuff like that
There
that
is.
happens in medical stuff.
Well, the terrible thing is, if you got testicular cancer and you eat meat, your bollocks come out of your trousers and they're all over the plate,
Yeah.
and you have to be asked to leave the restaurant. Okay, then listen. Right, I've found some things that I think will interest you, and I want your first thoughts on these. Okay, now these are facts that I've sourced. Okay.
What's the actual topic?
Well, you love animals, don't you? You're interested in animal
Some
facts.
of them. I don't love them. Some of them fascinate me and stuff, but a lot of them also get on my nerves.
I don't know how an animal can get on your nerves.
They just do.
Okay, then here you
Right.
go. There's a frog, Carl. Just a little frog, a poison arrow frog, that contains enough poison
to kill over 1,000 human beings.
Why is it that annoyed?
It's not annoyed.
Well, why is it going about killing 1,000 people?
No, it has the potential to. It has enough poison, it has enough toxin in it that could kill 1,000 human beings.
But does it need that? Whereabouts is this? Where's it living?
Rainforest, I think.
And does it need that sort of power? Is it in that much? Is it getting threatened a lot? Is what I mean.
Well, no, because it's saying, don't come near me, and it shows it with its colours. It's got the colours that say it doesn't want to be eaten. It doesn't want people to chew a bit, right, and go, oh, I'm an idiot. It's saying, look at my colours, don't eat me. You don't want to come near me.
But then why give it bright colours? Because now it's standing out.
Yeah, and it's going, don't eat me.
Yeah, but make it a colour that fits in, like camouflage. Why make it orange? Of course it's going to stand out, and then they'll attack it. And then it'll turn around and bite and kill 1,000 men or whatever.
No, it doesn't bite. It's the fact that if you were to eat it, you would die.
Yeah, but who's going to eat it?
Well, things that eat frogs.
The French.
And they go, sacre bleu! You have killed me and 999 of my friends.
But why is everything, like, surviving like this, though? I thought it was all about survival of the fittest, not the one who looks the hardest.
Well, but survival of the fittest is whether you're chosen or not by nature.
No, but I'd survive if I could go about killing 1,000 men at one bite. It's not fair.
It doesn't bite. It's
well, whatever. If it licks you or whatever. But
no,
it doesn't
not if it licks you. If you lick it.
Well, I'm not going to lick it. It's not going to happen. I will not be licking a frog. So it's of no danger to me. So I could still kill it, and there's no chance. At no point am I going to lick a little frog's head. Not when it's alive or when it's dead.
I love the fact it's all about you. It's all about how it relates to you.
And he's annoyed that they're getting away with something. He doesn't like any sly animals. He doesn't like animals hiding. He wants them hide. He doesn't want animals killing things. Then he wants them to kill things. He doesn't know what he wants.
When they say survival of the fittest, they don't mean that, say, lions have been working out in a gym.
It means the fittest gene pool, and the fittest gene pool is a gene pool that's still around. That's all it is.
You think that everything, slugs, cats, are all somehow, their ambition is to be like us, or to have the attributes like us, that they can speak, they can talk, they can think, they can act.
I only think that because when you see people with these pets, lizards, cats, whatever, they treat them like the humans. So I think if you do that enough times, they're going to start getting familiar with certain...
Planet of the Apes.
No,
he's
I'm
thinking
talking,
of Planet of the Apes.
Say like you with your cat, the way you talk to it, you give it a little cheeky massage and that when it's stressed out.
No, you made that up that it was stressed out. I'm just playing with my cat, right? If anything, the cat is to de-stress me. Wallace Chambers, Kings of Leon on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, and England are world champions again then, so...
Oh, it's brilliant.
It was amazing, wasn't it? See, I'm not a rugby man at all. I never watched rugby. I think the last time, was when we won about 12 years ago, whenever it was. And I got into it last week because I realised we were doing so well. I'll watch England win anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't care what... In fact, I wasn't into war when I was little until I realised we were so bloody good at it.
We are really good at it.
You know, it's brilliant. But, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
Right, that's the rugby thing over. What next? That's it. That's all I've got. That's all I had today.
It does steam me. Sometimes I watch it and it does remind me of when I play rugby, because one of them will boot it down the field, and then someone will catch it and boot it straight back again.
Yeah.
Which is essentially how we play rugby.
I was made to play rugby, I had to play rugby,
yeah.
And I don't think I'd get rid of the ball so quickly.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got tackled or fell over.
Yeah.
I think I touched the ball about 20 times in the 2 years it was compulsory.
Yeah.
I was terrified.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, same as cricket. I can't, I'm a terrible batsman. I'm alright at bowling, but it seemed like the pastime for people I went to school was to injure you.
Yes.
It was funny to see someone poleaxe. It was funny to see someone get a cricket ball in the head.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know.
I never relaxed into rugby because the first day I was going to play it, my mum, I swear to God, my mother said, "You're playing rugby today, you got the kit and everything. Enjoy it, be careful. There was a kid at my school who got, who broke his neck." And yeah, thanks very much for that.
See you later.
So I just went to school absolutely
one thing, broken neck, is that or do you get better in a couple of days? Oh,
no, you can find a wheelchair.
No. Enjoy the game though.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely I was just petrified from that day.
See, at least American football, you know,
Got the
helmets.
padding, the helmets.
Yeah, but anyway, well, no injuries, thank God.
Thank goodness.
So,
Well, I tried to play rugby, but it's awkward when you've got glasses. I don't know, there's something about
you didn't really play with glasses on?
Yeah, quite. I couldn't see anything, could I? Couldn't see anything. How else was I going to play?
Oh my God, and
So you're bound to be cautious, because inevitably you're a bit more cautious when you've got glass
you were
next
the
to your
tallest
face.
person on the pitch as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you were like, when you were about 14, you were probably 6 foot already, weren't you?
Yeah.
And everyone else was what, 5'2"?
Yeah.
So you were
Towering above them.
with glasses on.
Just with the glasses on.
And you've got pretty cool glasses now.
Thanks very
You've
much.
had a bit of a makeover. It's like Trinity and Suzanne said,
Yeah.
first thing to go, the glasses.
Sure, sort them out, yeah.
Yeah. And presumably you used to have those mouse-to-mouth sort of bottle.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Is it true? You've never been able to mosh at
I
a
tried to
concert?
mosh.
Because
Because I've always watched people stage dive in, moshing at concerts. I've always thought that looks like brilliant. You know, when they ride above
Like a
everyone's
wave, like
heads
they're surfing
on
across
someone's
the,
hands and stuff. Everyone say, yeah. And I've always wanted to do that because I'm a big rock music fan. And the only time I did mosh was at Rage Against the Machine. I've heard of mosh at Rage Against the Machine.
I love the idea of a band called Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Aimed at a man with glasses who
Yeah.
won't mosh.
Well, it was at the Reading Festival, and I think the lead singer, I forget his name, he went, can I just remind everyone that racism and fascism are on the rise in Europe again. Let's not let it happen.
What did you do?
And we all cheered, obviously. I mean, if there's one thing that guarantees a cheer at Reading Festival, it's down with fascism.
And what did they do about it after the concert?
Pretty much went back and...
went home and had a cup of tea?
Probably, I don't know what they got up to.
They didn't go to Europe then and try and stop.
I don't think they got involved politically in Europe. I think they just continued to rage.
Against the Machine?
Yeah,
Mainly.
but largely in America, I think.
Sure.
But I tried to mosh, and I got moshing, and glasses flew off. And I remember, because they were playing away, you know, hey, you know, do what you tell me, And I was just going, careful! I've dropped my glasses! Can we be careful?
Loads of kids in hooded tops.
Yeah, exactly.
Just going mental.
Yeah, and they're all jumping up, so can we just calm down for a second?
Let's not be silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was absurd, and I had to kind of, you know, scrabble around on the floor, and thankfully they were okay, and they didn't get broken.
So what couldn't you do then?
What do you mean, what couldn't I do?
What, at school? Can you not see without glasses?
No.
I mean, it's like that you couldn't do anything.
It's a blur.
Really?
It's a blur, definitely.
God.
Yeah, it's like being kind of punch drunk or whatever. So yeah, you can't play sports when when you've got glasses.
But why not contact lenses? Because they're not strong enough.
No, they seemed a bit fiddly.
Oh, brilliant. Bit of Lou Reed.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, Satellite of Love. Classic. A retro cut. Lou Reed, with a little help from David Bowie there in the background. Satellite of Love on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Now, Steve, you know how Karl won't do anything outside his jurisdiction. He moans about stuff. He's got one job. We're doing about 5 things in the week.
Always plate spinning.
We just turn up, and he's always available. He moans about it. He goes, "Oh, lucky you caught me." Right? He's chatting. He's one of those people that whinges enough, and people think he's overworked. So he got Mondays off. Right? He's just a whinger.
Yeah.
I haven't got Mondays off though, have I?
Yeah. Well, anyway, 2 hours on a Saturday. This is what the phone message he left me Wednesday on my mobile. But I just is chatting about certain things that are going on at the moment. What he does need to know. Duncan, who mentions, is my agent, and you know you'll understand a few other things. But this is the sort of message I get from Karl, right? Window.
Old messages.
Alright. 12:10, Wednesday. Just getting loads of people calling me all the time about shit. Yesterday, DVD's signing for BBC London. I don't work there, but I've been dragged into that. I've got a woman on leaving a message from Talk PR going on about do you want to go and see Pop Idol again? Right? Just saying you and some listeners can go. So I'm sure you'll love that. I've got Jim Benner wanting you to introduce the tin buckets at the Astoria. So can you just let Duncan know that I'm doing his job whilst he's sat on his arse with his thumb firmly up his arse? Can you let him know that I'm running around like a here sorting shit out for you? Alright, see you later.
Message
So,
left 12.
Do you know what I mean?
I know, but that's the kind of phone message he's leaving.
But
Do you remember who he was before you?
But is
started
it
working
even
with him?
annoyed that he gets a phone call? I remember he got a phone call for you to do a voiceover and didn't pass it on. You missed a voiceover. That was thousands of pounds.
No, I did
'Cause
I did pass it on though, I told you.
You
I said
did.
a
You
woman...
said someone had phoned.
Yeah.
That's not good enough.
But who's that?
Well, she didn't say, and I didn't ask, but...
Of course
it's not my
she
job to do it.
said.
She didn't say.
Rubbish.
So you didn't take the number down? She went, oh, could you tell Steve to call me? And you went, yeah.
Yeah, well, I just thought you'd know her already. I should have known, it was a woman, so... I should have known.
He's having a go, you see?
Unbelievable. I don't know how it's come back on me. You're the one who was picking on it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying. I'm defending. Why is he having a go at
But
you?
he never
Because
picks on Ricky because he knows you are his bread and butter. Seriously, you know what I mean? The only reason he's got Mondays off is because you're still doing this show.
yeah.
That's why he's scared of you. That's why he's like, he has a go at you on the phone, but he always picks on me because he knows, you know, I'm a pushover, I'm a nice guy. He's scared of you. I can't believe, I don't know how it works.
Is that true?
Steve, I'm always sorting you out, I look after you.
I'm not
Sorted you
saying
out
you
with
don't,
tickets,
but
I
I'm not
sorted
saying
you
you
out
don't,
with
but
lager
I've got
out.
you today. Why are you
What,
picking on me?
what do you mean you're sorting about tickets and lager? What's this?
Right, whenever you want tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
I don't want to use this as, like, moaning time and that, because I don't like to moan, I'm busy and that, right? I've sorted you out tickets for gigs,
Yeah.
right?
What somebody doesn't even turn up to.
Yeah, we won't even go on about that,
Yeah.
right? Lager,
He was sorting out the Cure, he complained it was boring.
yeah. There was that big drum of lager that you had, and you said, oh, put that in your room for me,
Yeah.
because I don't want to carry it home, right?
Lazy.
So I said, alright, then I'll put it in my room. It goes missing, it gets nicked. Then you have a go at me because it got nicked.
Yeah.
I get you another one, you make me carry it around town for you for half an hour, then you say, oh, I can't be bothered taking it home, can you take it back to work for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, interestingly, this is like a year ago, so it's obviously, it's still pressing on you.
Oh,
isn't it?
hang on, and I forgot the one when we had an argument over 50p. When I went out
You
for a
didn't want to
coffee.
give me 50p back that you owed me.
That was the same day you'd given him about 40 quid worth of lager.
But, see, this is my problem, this was my point at the time. It's not the 50p in terms of money is not what's important. The fact that you think you don't have to give me money back because it's only 50p, that was the point at stake. It's me who makes the decision, oh, don't worry about the 50p, not you, it's only 50p, I'm not going to give it to you. You know what I mean? There's got to be rules, otherwise it's chaos, Carl. Come on, mate.
I
Alright?
don't want to fall out about
No,
it.
it's not alright. Should we kiss and make up? Do you want that? Do you want
No,
to do
it's
that?
alright.
Yeah. Well, should we play a little record and come back to this? Because
I can't believe it started with you slacking him off, Rick, and I've ended up
I know.
as the monster.
I know.
Bit of R.E.M.
Yeah. R.E.M. and Animal. Animal. Think that animals would be R.E.M. and their animals.
What are you talking about?
Well, no, I'm just thinking. I wonder if there's a video for animals and the animal
What?
on a DVD, an animals DVD. Huh?
What are you
No, I'm
talking
just
about?
saying. I'm just it's R.E.M. there. It's just a good link. R.E.M. animals on a DVD would be. I've got an animals DVD out. My
got an animals
yeah, my
DVD
DVD, my live stand-up's out. Buy it. HMV and
I don't think
Virgin.
you should-
Well, no,
I don't
I'm just
think you should
saying.
plug
Animals,
your-
no, it's
I don't
funny.
think you should
'cause-
plug
no,
your
no,
stand-up
no,
on
I'm not
the show.
plugging it. It came up in the animals from R.E.M.
I
came
don't
up.
think you should plug your DVD.
Well, buy it now. It's a really good stand-up DVD. It's
If
out.
you're going to buy anything, I think I ought to balance this out really. If you're going to buy a DVD, you should probably buy the Office series too, because
Well,
I get
no,
money for
that's
that.
been on telly. Animals. Animals hasn't been on telly. The Office has been on telly. It's born with it.
But I don't get any money for
No,
the
I know.
Animals
That's
DVD.
what I mean. I get
wasn't
everything
involved.
from Animals, whereas I've got to share The Office, where it was with you and some of the other actors. Whereas I get the lion's share. Lion's an animal. The lion's share of Animals. It's all mine. You see. So.
The truth of it is that it's not. I mean, it's your stand-up, and it's not great. It's a bit
No, but
weak.
nor my
A
acting.
lot of the observations
Nor my
are quite
acting or
poor.
writing. No.
You're a great actor.
I'm rubbish in The Office. One trick pony.
Well, I
I just
agree with
touch my
that,
tie and I look at the camera, bored with that.
Yeah.
Animals, whole new side.
Yeah. But
15,
frankly, you've been
15 quid.
so much publicity on TV that, you know, if people have seen it all, they'll have probably seen all the best clips.
No, yeah,
And, I
The
mean, there's only a
Office.
couple of decent
It's
gags.
only really the dance, and you can get that on a JPEG. So I
Some other
wouldn't-
great stuff
Don't
in
buy
there.
The Office.
There's some other great stuff in there.
No, Phoenix Nights is better than The Office. So buy Phoenix Nights, don't buy The Office. Okay?
Well,
right, let's get on with it. That's
yeah.
that. Right, what else is
You've
that?
probably heard most of the stand-up observations on this show, so...
Right, what have we got for us? Available in Action B. Go on.
Oh, well. I'm annoyed. Office. Signs on XFM by Snoop Doggy Dogg and Justin Timberlake and a bunch of other people. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Sorry, I was just enjoying
You're
that
eating.
Hope and Greenwood confectionery.
Lovely.
I wish I had something to wash that down with, Rick.
Won't you have a glass of lovely Banrock Station red wine.
Oh, lovely.
It's barbecue friendly.
Yeah, perfect.
Good. So just keep sending stuff in. For
Free stuff, please, free stuff.
Good stuff. Carl, what are we talking? What are we doing? I've got something to tell you, actually. You know, we teased Steve about, not ever spending any money.
Careful, I'm careful with money, I'm not.
Yeah. Guess what? He's treating it like, he's nurturing this, right? He keeps running off, right? In the edit, he's having a suit made, and he wants to be just right, because I reckon he's forking out quite a lot. He's having a suit made. Think of that, him.
Let me tell you this, though, I don't want you thinking that I'm getting all flash with my cash. It's very hard to buy off the peg when you're 6'7". So, you know, it was a necessity. Carl, I don't want you thinking that this is the beginning of some new phase.
Well, is everything you buy sort of made to measure? Or?
No, I'm afraid if only I could afford it, mate. But, no, I'm off the peg generally, but...
So what, like properly done and that, just...
Oh, yeah, it's the full thing. The full works. Got to keep going back for fittings, they've got that little bit of chalk, you know, the pins.
That's where I had mine made, you know how good I look all the time.
Did you have to have that, thing done where they say, what side do you wear your member?
What side do you dress? They don't say what side you wear your member. That would hardly be a euphemism, would it? So they say, what side do you dress, sir? It means what side your little poke, your little John Thomas leans, doesn't it, on rest, usually to the left, isn't it? Your little left
you know,
testicles.
if I said to you now, what side do you wear it on? Do you know?
It would be left. It would be the left. That's what I mean. If standing there, right, with nothing restricting it or holding it in or holding it up, right, it sort of leans, your one ball is sort of like slightly back and lower, isn't it? And your little John Thomas rests there, so it's left. And the reason I ask it is so they don't put the tape measure up on the left and squash your willy or touch your willy.
So it's nothing to do with, like, well, you'll need a bit more room, sort of more material on that side, or...
Well, no, I don't think they compensate. It's just when they put when they stick that up into your groin, they don't want to come in contact with your little...
The thing is, I don't know what side I wear stuff on. I just sort of pull my pants up and wherever it wants to go that day.
But maybe it's not big enough to sort of make any, you know, real decision.
But, like now, I'm sat here, right, with my jeans on. I don't know where I am.
Well, that's clear from hearing you talk.
No, but what I mean is, if a fella said to me, what side are you, what side do you member on?
Member? What is this the use of the word member suddenly?
I'd go,
Well, it's usually not appropriate, and also, I imagine in the old days they had big baggy pants and used to sort of like hang down, and now, you know, like with those stretchy boxers and briefs, it's sort of held up in a nice little, neat little parcel, isn't it? So it's probably not appropriate, it doesn't come in contact with your little snake. So, you know, did you ever, what, have you ever heard that? Are you telling me a tailor has asked you that and you went, what do you mean, mate?
No, I've never, I've not really had one made to measure. I had one made when I was a kid, but since then I've sort of bought a suit off the hook. But when you were saying about buying a suit, I know that question sort of crops up and I don't know what the answer is. It just annoys me the way I don't know, there's no surprises anymore. Do you know what I mean? People know.
What do you mean? He's gonna go, right, I'm gonna measure you now. Which side shall I measure? Go, well, pot luck, go on, have a look. Right, there you go, oh, you got it. You took me now.
What do you mean there's no surprises anymore? What are you talking about?
Everything you say is a surprise. Everything you say, every opinion you have is a surprise to me.
What I mean is, why aren't people just happy just to go, well, depends, doesn't it? I'll just pull the pants up wherever it wants to go, I'm happy.
What do you mean? Why is this such a big issue?
But Carl, when they ask you this question, they're not making a note of it somewhere. It's not statistical research to find out what the kind of common leaning is. It's a question so he doesn't touch it when he's using his tape measure.
Just be careful.
But he's being careful by asking the question.
But what's wrong with him touching it anyway? If he's, I mean, it's only like a slight...
Fair enough.
But if he just sort of, you know, knocks it a little bit, you can just gotta go...
Do that again?
To me, it's the same as the prostate thing. It's just happening all over again.
But the doctor doesn't go, oh, what side's your arse on, sir? Trying to avoid the arse. He wants to go, he knows where your arse is, and he's aiming for it, and he wants to get it up there. He's aiming for it for a good cause. This little fella's going, well, I've got to measure his leg. I don't want to touch the knob. I'll just ask him, sir, do you mind telling me where your cock is so I can avoid it? It's a big difference.
But like I'm saying to you, I'd have to have a look first. To let him know. I don't know where it is now. I don't know, it could be the left, could be the right.
Are you telling me you don't know where your knob is
without
now?
looking?
What do you mean how out looking? How could...
Well, you're saying it as if, like...
Should we have a guess?
Well, have a look and tell us where it is.
What are you wearing? What sort of pants are you wearing?
I've got my jeans on.
But you've got pants on underneath them?
Yeah.
What are they, briefs? Or boxer shorts?
Boxer shorts.
Boxer shorts. Well, it's probably free, but the jeans are probably strict knit. I think it's probably either in the middle, dressed in, or just slightly to the left. Have a look, and we'll tell the listeners after the break where's Karl's knob. It's a good competition.
Oh, brilliant. We've got to send this to the Sony Awards people.
Run, Snow Patrol on XFM. Well, big question. Where was Karl's knob?
That's what people have been hanging on for.
Yeah. Where was it?
Well, I can't believe people have been texting in.
Hey, well, guessing where it is.
People saying, is it in the middle? Is it in the left? It cost them 10p. Cost them 10p to find out. Just wait, I'm gonna get out the answer. You don't win anything. Right? Let's strike it lucky. Right?
Bottom or middle? Right.
It was to the left.
Oh! Yeah.
I went with the right. That's annoying.
See, I thought it would be to the left. If not, maybe if it was all scrunched up, sitting out in that way, it might just pop up to the middle. Just pop out, like, you know, sort
Well,
of.
next week we'll be finding out where yours is.
Where's Ricky's bollocks?
Right then, which leads us nicely into...
Knob news.
Oh, it's the welcome return of Knob News.
Right, okay, it's very much like the news at 10, this, isn't it? I do a bong, or in this case a schlong, and he gives me the headlines, the knob news of the day. The big, where have you collected all this knob news? Was there a lot of knob news this week?
It was mental this week. The amount of stuff. The way it works, you give us the bong,
Yeah.
I'll give you the headline,
Okay.
Steve decides which stories we're going to talk about.
And now on XFM, knob news. Schlong.
Man grows knob on his arm.
Schlong.
Man gets doctors to make him a second knob.
Schlong.
Turkish prisoners made hole in cell wall to produce third inmate.
Schlong.
Doctors accidentally remove man's testicles.
So, well, can I straight away go for the accidental removal of the testicles?
Well, it's happened before, hasn't it? We've talked about that before.
How does that, what did he go in for a tonsillitis, what are they called? Tonsillectomy? And he went in the wrong way. What are you talking about? How can they accidentally remove his testicles?
It says, he didn't look at his folder, and the doctor said to the fella, "Oh, we've removed your testicles and we wanted to take out your prostate gland." So that's what happened. There's the story. This is what I mean. That's why I don't like going to the doctors. It happens, doesn't it? Because all these sort of it's when they say things like, "Oh, it's just we do loads of these operations." That's when they're not concentrating.
Brilliant.
Do you know what I mean? When they say it's procedure. That's like having a boring job that you do every day when you're not going to be concentrating. I prefer them to go, "This is a tricky one, this."
I know what you mean! I sort of do know what you mean!
You watch TV programmes about, like, you know, removing someone's second head or whatever, and it's like the best surgeons from all over the world.
It's televised, they can't make a mistake.
Isn't it?
They can't go, "We took his legs off by mistake."
Whereas the fella who's having a prostate's like, "Oh, do you want to do it? I'm sick of doing them."
Yeah.
And they're probably doing a crossword whilst writing it.
Of course they are. I've seen that actually in operating theatres. They're doing a crossword.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I was just examining some of the other knob news, Rick, a little bit more closely. Man gets doctors to make him a second penis. I'm sure we're all interested to know what happened there.
Yeah.
A German who persuaded doctors to give him a second penis has lost his wife after he showed her the result. Biker Michael Gruber lost his original penis in a motorbike accident, and doctors built him a second one using a mixture of skin, bone, and other tissues.
Bone?
Apparently, the penis worked so well that he was even able to father a child with his wife Bianca, but Gruber was still not happy and asked doctors to repeat the operation and build him a better organ, to which they agreed. From his hospital bed, he said, "I've got 2 penises, but no wife. I'm hoping when I get rid of one of the penises, I'll get her back."
What do you mean? Sorry, he had 2 put on.
What side does he wear?
So he's had both. So he's had 3 then.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is probably the thing that happened with Hitler, when he had 1 ball, but he had 3 at one point, didn't he? So he just got one in the Albert Hall, gave his mum one, and got the other one.
Man grows penis on his arm. I mean, why
never
people are
understood
constantly losing their penises around the world? I've no idea.
But why
I
on
didn't
the
realise it
arm?
was a bit.
What do you mean
such
why
a
on the arm?
epidemic.
It's just a graft, isn't it?
Yeah, but put it on, like, your buttock or your side. You can't wear a short-sleeve shirt. Why did it? They've done that before. I don't understand it. Why not just graph it onto the side of your leg or something where it's high up, close to where it should be?
I don't know, to get it used to the environment. Like when you were, like, released a duck into the wild.
I've never understood that. If there's a doctor, again, you know, we had a doctor last time, he's someone who can let us know why they put it on the arm.
So they can keep an eye on it, presumably. He's not going to work with this knob on his arm. He's probably in a hospital bed and under examination.
Right.
So what do you think? They pop the knob on the arm, say, come back in 3 weeks. What do you do, by the way? I'm a mechanic. Keep the knob, keep the long sleeve shirt, because the blokes go, why have you got a knob on your arm, mate? What are you talking about? He doesn't go back to normal as a teacher. Sir, what is it, Simpkins? You got a knob on your arm. No, don't worry about that. Do your maths. What do you think this bloke's walking around with a big knob coming out of his arm?
Why on the arm?
So they can keep an eye on it. So it's not...
But if he's in bed, just get him to not put any undies on or whatever, and just have a little sly look at how it's going. Even in hospital, if you're in a shared, like, little hospital room, people going, oh, I've had heart problems, what's your problem? He's there with his arm out.
It's not that. Yeah, but I don't think it counts as indecent exposure when they're grafting a knob on your arm, sticking that out of the bed.
Imagine if he's driving, he's just got it out the window. People driving by.
Yeah.
At the end of the...
Is that bloke giving me the finger?
Yeah, at the end of the man grows penis on his arm story, it says, a Moscow surgeon said the man will be able to have sex in a few months. He said, women will never suspect. What kind of a doctor talks like that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, is this got now, seriously. The birds will never know. He'll be able to go berserk.
Yeah.
They'll never realise we grew it on his arm.
That is unbelievable. Will he have a little scar on his arm, do you think?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like I say, 83936 if there's a doctor out there.
Or indeed if you've ever grown...
Or a tailor. Making you a shirt. What side do you wear your cock on, sir? It's on my left arm.
Cooper Temple Claws. Who needs enemies? Good question, lads. Nobody. Sex FM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais.
Oh, they should print a little book of those. They're great. Oh, how you can relate any song or artist to anything else.
Easy.
Joyful.
Easy. Well, yeah, so, me and Carl went out, for a beer, and it was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, I enjoyed
We
myself.
started
Yeah,
off,
it's good.
and you met my mate Robin, didn't you?
Yeah.
And some of the stories. Do you want to tell Steve some things about Robin that you
Robin,
learned?
do you know him well?
Yes.
Well, do you know about his worm problem as a kid?
Go on.
Right. What I can remember is he had worms as a kid. Not sure how you get him. He never answered me. He was getting a bit touchy about it.
Right.
This is like the second time I met him. I think he was a bit annoyed that Ricky told me about his problem.
What now? Now straight away, you not being there, instinctively, what do you think went on with this story about worms?
My suspicion
is
rather like when you told a group of people that Robin had once suckled milk from a cow's udder.
Yeah.
Did he mention that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. My suspicion is that, like the cow story, the worm story is not true.
But
And
why would he get so sort of uppity about it?
Well,
Because it's not true.
imagine if that wasn't the first time he'd done it. Imagine if he did that every single time he was with somebody for the first time and Robin was just met them. He will tell that story to anyone.
But they do say there's no smoke without fire.
Oh, Robin! I also told him that the way Robin cured these worms was because the doctor told his mother, right, to hold a piece of ham or cheese near Robin's anus so the worms would come out for the food, and he believed it.
I'll tell you why, though.
I said to Robin used to sit on spam to try and get the worms out, and he believed it.
But Steve, right, do you remember that story about 3 or 4 years ago where there was some bloke in the army? He went away to somewhere, Vietnam or whatever. He was messing about in the woods.
Messing about in the woods?
Shouldn't he have been fighting?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right, and he walked through some lake, and I think he'd cut his toe or something on something, and some worm of some sort crawled in the gash.
Yeah.
And it was in his body, and the doctor said, we've got to get this out of your body. So what they did was, they said, right, the thinnest part of something of your body that things can crawl through is on the top of your head. So they wrapped
Where the skull is.
So they wrapped some bacon.
No, they didn't!
They did. That's
Oh, right.
thing.
So he's gone in by the toe,
So what we do is, I'll tell you what, that worm's probably heading straight for the head. We'll put a bit of bacon on it. The thinnest part of the body is the skull. Of course it's not the thinnest part of the body. It's where your brain case is, isn't it? It's the skull.
There was a reason for it. And it was like they stuck some bacon on his head. And
As ever, the vital piece of information, i.e. the reason, Carl seems to have forgotten.
Because the worm was in his body, and they said everyone likes to smell of bacon.
Including worms.
Even a Vietnamese lake worm. They love
Remember last week when I said about the little fella with the bone with no brain, and you were proved wrong?
No.
Please.
No. We were saying it wasn't a little fella. We were saying it was a stillborn child. It wasn't a little fella.
You're changing it now. You weren't having any of it last week.
Right, hang on a minute. I'm getting confused. There was a Vietnamese snake that went inside of a soldier.
A little, like, maggot or some sort that you have to get out of your body because it causes problems.
Yes, and so in order to get it out of the body, they strapped bacon to his head.
Yeah.
That is great. This doctor.
And did that work?
I think so. They had a picture of him smiling.
Oh, God, what, the worm or the bloke?
The bloke.
Oh, dear.
Honestly, I hope someone knows the story.
Right.
It was about 3 years ago, I reckon.
Okay.
And, yeah, it did work.
GI bacon.
So this is why
the worm burrowed out of his head to get the bacon.
Get to the bacon.
Right. That's great.
So this is why when Robin was telling his story, I was a little bit disappointed if it wasn't true.
Right.
Because in a way,
you know, Robin's never been to Vietnam.
No, but what do you really think that Robin? Well, as Robin said at the time, Carl, why would I sit on ham then tell Ricky Gervais? It's a very good point.
Because if he was a kid, you do daft things like that as a kid.
Right.
Do you know
It's
what I
the
mean?
telling Ricky Gervais, though.
Yeah. And then, oh, bless him.
Okay.
And then anyway, Robin left, and I tried to chase him, but he got away, and he knows that and then we had a few pints, and then, Carl embarked on some of the greatest stories ever told. Can you tell the story about your dad?
Let me run it by. I haven't spoke to him all week, so let me run it by him.
Okay, play records.
Because,
What we got?
we've got, one of Steve's...
Yeah, well, bizarrely enough, this comes from the Teachers 2 soundtrack, the soundtrack to the current TV series. There's a slight whiff of nepotism in the air.
Yeah.
Rick, would you like to explain why?
Well, that's why you're doing it. Though my girlfriend worked on it, but
Yeah.
you were going to play this anyway, weren't you?
Well, I was, actually. Bizarrely enough, I was going to play some I Am Clute, and this is from, as I say, the Teachers soundtrack, and this is called To You. It's a good track. That's I Am Clute, and a track called To You from the Teachers soundtrack. That's also got, I noticed, the Electric Soft Parade, The Hives, Star Sailor, Feeder, Turin Breaks, Mercury Rev on there. It's a good little collection.
Lovely. Carl, has just had confirmation. He's looking smug because someone phoned up and went, it is true, it's a Laogai chi worm and you wrap bacon around your head. That's all the bloke knew as well.
Yeah.
And his name was Gary.
Yeah.
So I'm not having it.
No.
And he said, see, that's why the Robin thing isn't so weird. He said, but when you said he tried it with cheese, he said I was having none of it. He's got standards. Strokes, hard to explain. Like Carl, really.
Yes. Yes.
So, Carl, concentrate.
Yeah, go on.
So, we'll leave the worm with the bacon wrapped around the head, shall we?
Well, if you're ever caught in the jungle...
Yeah, always carry some...
bit of Danish.
Good advice. Lovely. So, would you like to start on your... to Steve, because I've heard all these.
Well, we won't do them all.
Well, we'll start off with the Mr. Freeze. Tell Steve the story of Mr. Freeze. This is the first time he nearly died.
This is the most serious of the lot, really. So, what it was, do you know, like, I don't know if your mum and dad did the same thing, but, like, they do the weekly shopping on like, a Friday.
Yeah.
So when you got to Thursday, there won't be much stuff left in the cupboard. It'd just be like, you know, your Jacob's crackers and stuff like that. So when they'd been to the supermarket and they came back, I was like, you know, what's that saying? Like a pig in... You know, I loved it. It was like loads of food coming in, loads of biscuits.
What is that saying?
He nearly said pig in shit.
Right.
Is that the same?
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, all this food comes in.
Thank God he didn't.
Otherwise he'd have been in trouble.
That's true enough.
Because he's culpable for our actions, because
Exactly.
he's the producer. So technically, that twat's in charge. Go on.
Right, so anyway, so there's loads of food, and I'm like, oh yeah, look at this, and chocolate biscuits, and, you know, penguins and stuff.
Bacon.
And bacon.
Just in case, you never know.
So anyway, my mum and dad's putting the food away, me and our kid are like, he's already grabbed something, gone back upstairs.
It's like feral children. it's like a quest for fire. And then they run upstairs. What did he just sit under the bed, gnawing at some sort of pig's trotter?
So I saw, do you remember Mr. Freeze Pops?
I do, yes. Well, they're kind of like popsicles, icicles.
Yeah, but really long, like a foot long, right? Yeah. So I thought, I'll have one of them, so I grabbed it.
Went for the nutritious stuff first.
Absolutely.
And like my mum and dad are putting the stuff away and what have you. And I rip it open and knock it back, right? Straight away, just right back like
Swallow
that.
it,
Right,
yeah.
But it went down the wrong way, right? So
What's down your shirt?
So I was like, oh God, I can't breathe. And my mum and dad didn't even know what I'd ate. Do you know what I mean? I ate it so quick.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of tapping my mum on the back, going, and she's going, oh God, you know, he's choking again, because I was always choking. If it was one thing, I don't know if I've got like a small throat, but I mean, even Ricky knows, I can't drink that much, can I?
Yeah.
Do you know,
or eat pebbles.
I'm not a quick drinker. I'd always, I think I'm scared of like swallowing stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like bottle tops and mint imperials and stuff. I was always choking on stuff.
Oh, jeez.
So anyway, she's going, oh God, what's he picked up on that now?
Drop it!
So-
And hit his nose with a stick.
So I was going, oh, I'm choking. At this point, my dad had like, I think he'd put his share away, you know, his food away, and he'd gone.
His share! I love it!
Yeah.
He'd gone to watch like Winner Takes All or whatever in a lounge, and I was in the kitchen, and I was starting to like I didn't care anymore. Do you know what I mean? I just got to that point where I wasn't struggling anymore.
You just thought, I'm done
I just
for.
was like falling to the ground. And my mum's going, you know, get in here, I think it's serious. My dad comes in and sort of starts shouting at me, saying that's what you get for being greedy. He didn't even know what I'd eaten.
Well, it was the moment to teach you a lesson, certainly.
So he's there like that, and my mum's going, oh, look at him, and my lips were going purple, and my eyes were rolling into the back of my head.
You look like Marilyn Manson.
And so anyway, she grabbed me from behind and did that fireman thing.
The Heimlich manoeuvre.
Yeah. And, you know, winded me. And it came up, and I was all right.
What, the whole
Right.
popsicle came flying back out?
You see, that's what I don't understand, because there was nothing there.
No, just a little bit. No, it swells up, doesn't it? Because it irritated it, so it went down your, just sort of like your epiglottis. It went down the wrong way, like it went into your air canal instead of your throat, and it sort of it sort of spasms, and that's the fear. You just got to calm it down and relax.
So in time, I would have been all right.
Yeah,
anyway.
you don't.
Well, no,
yeah.
you might have.
So that's so that's
hang on,
one.
so, but so
No, but the weird thing is, like, for like 3 days after that, I felt like a sort of special person. I went to school.
I'm saying nothing.
I did full days.
a special needs person.
Yeah.
I went to school the next 3 days after that. I didn't like wag it or anything. I did full days.
I love that. 3 days, turn over
Yeah,
the leaf there.
exactly. After 3 days, you thought, screw it.
Yeah, did the quick history exam.
Ash, there's a star on XFM 104.9, 1:05. That means it must be well in. 5 minutes in to the Ricky Gervais show.
With Steve Merchant.
Yeah, he's here as well.
Yep.
Well, we got some great tunes lined up, haven't
Have
we? We got Eminem,
Have
we got Coldplay, Oasis, we got
Brilliant.
De La Soul, Chemical Brothers, Dr. Dre, Garbage, R.E.M., The Manics, we got
Sure.
Muse, we got Feeder, we got some classic
I mean, you've said all
Radiohead.
those names, Rick, but the chances of us actually playing all of those are quite slim.
We might not get to them if we talk too much.
And obviously, we'll obviously drop a couple of those to play our own tracks as well.
Yeah. Well, they are our own tracks.
Yeah.
You know. Well,
I'm not gonna get into that now.
right. Here's Eminem. Eminem, the real Slim Shady. Now, even though that sort of record is you know, relatively recent, and
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's quite hardcore what's going on about, you know, subject matter that is adult, really.
Certainly.
And it's quite aggressive and it's cool and everything, but he still managed to make it sound like a novelty record.
It is, yeah.
So, I mean, it's like a little I know that's the intention, and that's good. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's nice that he's got a nice little tune. It could be like a little cartoon figure. Here comes Flumpy McMump.
yeah. But the irony is, isn't there like a video you can get now, which is a cartoon Slim Shady, The Adventures of Slim Shady?
Really?
Because I know there was The Adventures of MC Hammer, the cartoon animated series, which sadly I never got to see. And New Kids on the Block, I think.
The cartoon went a bit mad and started, you know, spending a lot
Yeah,
of
exactly.
money, and
going
it was,
crazy. You know, MC Hammer now apparently he's like he tours on the kind of religious music scene.
Does he?
Yeah, he's gone sort
Well,
of.
he was
found
always,
religion.
wasn't he always a preacher or something, or started in gospel or something?
he?
Yeah, I think so. Because he used to, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just assumed he was off the streets.
He used to keep a lot of Bibles in his big trousers.
Yeah.
So he could go around giving it to poor people.
Yeah.
Well, apart from the great music we've got lined up, Steve, we've got, obviously, our regular features.
Sure.
We've got, my classic film review.
Always looking forward to
That's
that.
already getting a little bit of, you know, attention.
From who?
Wow, just various people.
Go on, name some.
Well, I can't name them, what, by name or just...
Yeah.
oh god, what's that one? Oh, Scorsese?
Right.
You wanted me to talk about
Yeah.
one of those films?
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You gonna talk about one of his today?
Yeah, no, no.
What we've got lined up?
Spielberg.
Right.
Gonna do a Spielberg film.
Okay.
We've got, That Film Sounds Good.
Yeah.
Now that's not my film review, that's where I take a track off a soundtrack of a classic film.
Yes.
And it's a great track, and I go, oh, that film sounds good.
Brilliant.
So,
Yeah.
because it sounds
Yeah.
good, you see what I mean?
But please don't be confused and think that that's the film review. I hate people to think that.
No,
That's
because-
what I wouldn't want. to happen.
We've got Song for the Lovers, we've got Song for the Ladies.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing a hip-hop track.
It's called it's called the hip hop track.
It's called, Steve says, hip-hop hooray!
Hip hop parade.
That's not bad, is it?
Oh, it's just brilliant.
come
Well,
on.
if there's anyone listening, like, you know, Saatchi and Saatchi or McCann Erickson or, you know, those people that do advertising, then we are the people.
We're the people, man.
We can market.
We'll market anything. Maybe you're a two-bit band. You want to email in or something, you know, and just
Yeah.
say, how can we publicise our music?
Yeah.
We'll
Well, I
find
mean,
a
if
way.
we were marketing, say, a band, we wouldn't say this is a 2-bit band. That'd be that'd be wrong.
Was that
We'd
the
say
first
this is
mistake?
yeah. We'd say this is a brilliant band. They're going
They're going
from
places.
the excellent. I like it when it's always the same reviews. It's sort of like
Mark Goodyear, inevitably.
They go the excellent single by Coldplay, Yellow. He goes, oh, Yellow, that's Yellow by
Exactly,
Coldplay.
yeah.
Why do they do the bit that says Yellow? We
Yeah.
said it just to
Yeah.
show. I want to see something else in the song, maybe the middle eight.
Yeah, it would always be the brand new excellent album from Travis, featuring the hit single "Sing, Sing, Sing, Sing." That's the brand new
Sing.
album from Travis. It features 12 other new tracks and Sing, Sing, Sing. Brilliant. Well done.
Actually,
Cheers.
I'd buy it.
No, I would. Based on that.
That's all the features we've got, isn't it?
That's all the stuff we lined up. We were probably gonna, I don't know, probably rabbit on about other stuff.
Yeah.
Carl, unless I'm very much mistaken, we've got something to give away. Is that right? The K-Man's with us, of course, pressing the button.
Yeah.
KP.
You all right, mate?
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pilkington.
We have-
Hold on, can I just say there's nothing funny about that name? Just
It's
no, straight
nothing.
away, seriously.
Let's just clear that up straight away.
You know,
the idea that people are laughing.
So in school, they'd go through the register, Anderson, they'd go through well, Camfield, Sturgis. Well, no, it wouldn't go to Sturgis yet, would it?
Oh, she wouldn't be there, would she?
Well, no, P's before S, isn't it?
She just wouldn't be at school.
She'd be out
Too
taking-
busy in rehab.
Pilkington. Okay, settle down. There's nothing funny about Pilkington.
What's up with it?
It's Pilkington. Pilkington.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit like Plonker.
Yeah, or Pilchard.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've got tickets for
I don't think anyone's ever mocked the name before. I think we're the first ones to do it.
Oh, we're brilliant, we are.
I don't think people up north figured that out, that it was a funny name.
Well, it probably isn't up there, is it? Because they've all got names
all
like,
called that, aren't
like Ramsbottom,
Yeah.
Wilkinson, Pilkington.
Piddle Trent Hyde. Oscar Piddle Trent Hyde, what are you doing? You're late.
Anyway, Gervais.
Well, alright, okay.
And that's an exotic name.
It's a
Don't
bit
have go at
French,
just-
it's a bit
He pays your
French.
wages. Blimey, here he comes, having a go at the star of the show.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah. Do you want to play a record and get back to it? We got tickets to give away, that's what we're saying.
Carl, what's the tickets? People want to know what the tickets are.
After this record.
Clever.
Shinobi versus Dragon Ninja. That's what I like about sort of rock and roll. Just, you know, sings, tells a story about everyday things
Yeah.
you know about. You know.
Shinobi versus Dragon.
Yeah,
Did they-
the old
was there any
experience.
reference to Shinobi or the Dragon Ninja in the song?
I wasn't listening.
I wasn't really paying attention, but I'm assuming that some of that screaming was about Shinobi and the Dragon. I don't know who won. If anyone knows who won out of the Shinobi and the Dragon Ninja.
Or maybe it's like a trilogy. Maybe they sort of get together in one. Then the second single, there's the fight,
Right,
like
sure.
the mid thing in the film. Because I don't know about film structure because I do a film review.
yeah, sure.
And then the final one is, you know, the
The two of them pairing up against maybe a larger villain. A Godzilla type. Maybe.
That's interesting.
I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Okay, well, no, they do. Lost Prophets. Unless
If you're listening.
they haven't written it yet.
Are the Lost Prophets English? Are they British? What's the deal? Who are the
Pilkington.
prophets?
Pilks.
Who's the profs?
Pilky.
Yeah, I think they are, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the answer? What was that? Are they English or American?
I'd say they're American.
Just have a guess? Why didn't you just say I don't know? Still trying to fool us. KP again trying to deceive us. KP, you were going to tell us, Pilky, you were going to tell us, Pilchard, you were going to tell us
What tickets are
Laughing,
anyway?
but it worked for me, you see, because when I was younger, I
Yeah.
had a mobile disco.
Brilliant, so did I.
And it was me and my mate Colin Makin, and the disco was called Pilky's Making Music.
That's brilliant. I mean, genuinely brilliant.
Pilk is making music.
Guess what? When I first started the mobile disco, and this was when I was about 14, we didn't really go out touring. We just would do it for like people's parties and stuff. We were called the rock and roll DJs.
No, really.
We drew it on some sort of see-through paper and put a light behind it. Rock and roll DJs.
My first disco, I had 2 nights a week in this pub.
What, you ran a disco?
Yeah, this pub near King's Cross, right? And it was just their records, right? And I had to play this number of songs every time, the same time every week. So all the locals, all drunk, were dancing and everything. One of them was American Pie by Don McLean,
right?
And they just sing along all the words, sort of drunk.
And it's about 7 minutes long or something.
Yeah. The other one was Baby Jane by Rod Stewart.
Nice.
If I didn't play that, I'd get lynched. And what was the other one? There was another one that I always had to play. It was a ballad. I have to remember that. But yeah,
so Carl, do you think, and maybe Ricky as well, do you think you know much about DJing for, like, you know, the sort of the wedding party or maybe someone's 18th? Oh, really? Okay, let me just offer a little hypothesis for you then. All right, the buffet's been served, right?
Yeah.
People have done some speeches, like it's a wedding do.
Yeah.
So you've already played some records early on. You've stopped for food.
Yeah.
You've just played some light backing music in the background while the food's been served. You want to get the party rocking again. What do you kick off with?
It depends. It depends. I've already got it down to 2 or 3 records.
Okay, I'd like to hear what they are.
Well, I've got it down to Earth, Wind and Fire.
Right.
That'd be great. You know, if there's, you know, depending on or you want to go a bit modern, I'd probably start off with sort of Will Smith.
Well, careful, Rick. I've got to bear in mind it is a wedding do, so there's people from age 8 to 80. You got to cater to every market.
Okay.
Carl, what about you?
See, this was back in '88, so
Kylie.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what the definitive track is?
Go on.
Oh, What a Night, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Ding, ding, ding. People don't realise what it is exactly. It's straight away. Ding, ding, ding. Bow, down, 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 down. I can't actually play it. But, Oh, What a Night. Late December back in 60. That leads you straight into a 70s medley, and everyone's loving that. I'm thinking Bee Gees. There's going to probably be some kind of ABBA track, Dancing Queen, all going to storm. You're turning your noses up. I can tell you this, that we got bookings endlessly. People are going, you're amazing. I don't know how you do it.
I wouldn't have got up. I would have sat there.
Well, you might be, because you're one of those grouchy, you're one of those kind of moody teenagers. Oh, I'm not going to dance to this. I'll tell you, the old ladies would have been up. The people with a decent bit of musical taste would be up.
No, the first person to get up is a fat lady in a dress with bad ankles and a little kid who's got problems and he's in a little DJ.
See, the problem with you two is you're not catering to the market. You're trying to be all sort of bohemian and kind of off, you know, teach people about music and stuff. There's no place for Kylie, not at a mobile disco. Far too avant-garde. Alright, kick it in. Grease Megamix.
Play a record.
Come on, Eileen. Have you got Come on, Eileen? Play that.
What are you gonna play?
Love Shack.
Coldplay.
Excellent. Yellow.
Well, you'd never
It's
say
the
that.
excellent single by Coldplay. It's Yellow. Oh, Yellow. That's Yellow by Coldplay. That was the stunning new single from Coldplay, Yellow.